Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, 350LC. So I've been doing a little bit this morning. I got up early just to get the wheel done again. The caliper that he originally had with the wheel wasn't going to work. It was all completely wrong size, everything. Would have been nice if it was a Brembo caliper, and he does like his Brembo calipers. But I suggested to him the easiest way to do it is to get all the stuff that was with that wheel on the GS 500 or whatever it was all off. Just get all that. We'll know it'll work for now. We'll know it'll be safe. And if you find something further on down in the future, then it's on him if he changes it. I've just made everything all correct and safe. So that's all done. I do believe we probably wanted a bottom caliper as well, but that one is not going to work with the way this bracket is here. So yeah, if that caliper spun round here, this will obviously be facing that way. So it's all up there. May not be quite to his taste, but like I say, that's all spot on. I know it's all good and safe. If he chooses to change anything when it goes out of this door, that is on him. Right, with all that done, footrest time. Yeah, I've got a big thick piece of alley down there, which I'm going to try and cut in a certain way in a minute, and might be a bit hit and miss, but hopefully it'll work, because cutting alloy with an angle grinder is an absolute nightmare, especially with it being so thick. The thinner stuff's not too bad. It's a combination of melting it and cutting it when you try it with an angle grinder, and it's not very tidy. But I'm going to try something else. Anyway, I've got some paper over there on the table ready, and these I've literally got to sit like that. So I think what I can do is actually use this bottom hole, and then the bracket will catch the other hole in the footrest here. So I do this one so it just passes all the way through and bolts to the actual frame, because they've got to have spacers as well, because they can't go right against the bike like that. They've got to be out here a little bit. Yeah, so that bottom hole, I think that's going to be spot on to use. And then we'll only have that one hole up here in the bracket we're going to make. All I've got to decide is what shape I'm going to do that bracket. Obviously it's got to look all right. We can't just do an horrible square bracket. It's got to look good. So I'm going to lay some ideas out on a piece of paper now, and then get some cut. Obviously we've got two. I think the other side will be the same. I don't know actually. I've not even looked at the other side. Let's get the footrest. Are they the same all centres? Yes, that makes life a bit easier. Yeah, it's hopefully the holes are the same in the frame round this side. I think they are. I'll get a load of measuring done in a minute, and we'll crack on with it. Yeah, it's going to be pretty much the same. That's all right then. Sorted. Right, get the rule, a pen, the paper, and let's get cracking. Right then, I'm just going around it with the rule. Just making some decisions to start with. I was thinking of coming right up to here and sort of blanking that whole bit of the frame in, but this back bit here, down here, is very wonky. So to put anything up there, we'd have to make it wonky, which I don't really want to do. So what I'm going to do is come up to here, I think, sort of follow that little shape, or just come straight across and out there. I think that's going to be best. Just come straight off here. Yeah, if I come up, let's measure up to there, up to this bit actually. 6 inches, that's easy enough. Yeah. I'm going to start roughing it out first. Okay, starting to get a bit of a plan. So, ignore that line, scribble that out, that one. So this line here is pretty much what we've got on the frame. This bottom hole is what's on the frame, the top hole is what's on the frame. So I'm going to basically use that bottom hole because it about puts the footrest around where he wants them. And a good thing with this as well, we've got this multi-hole plate, so we can have a bit of a mess around with them footrests. There's several locations where we can put them. Anyway, this bottom hole we'll utilise and do a pass-through bolt all the way through. That takes care of that one. So all we need to do is get some going on to get the bracket here. I want to make sure actually, where's the square? I want to try and get the bracket square. So that'll be there. Yeah, right there. Let's mark that hole, if the pen will reach. Just about. Right, let's move that out of the way. So yeah, the next hole, which will be a taps hole, we'll get that top. So in between all that, we've got to come up with a shape, and I think, to be honest with you, you need a really basic shape. It's not really sort of fully visible because it's got a lot going on with these footrests. They're quite busy, so this little bracket will be just sort of sat there in the background doing its job. I think then maybe come straight off that, maybe a bit of a radius going on there, and probably straight down there. I really don't think it needs to be much more than that. The bracket pretty much sort of become invisible, I guess. And these will have some spacers on, so it sits out here. I'm pretty sure that's going to do us. There's no point in making anything like an elaborate shape when it's going to be hidden. So what we got then is this alloy plate. As you can see, is quite thick. I think it looks about 10 mil. Now then, I'm going to attempt something. I'm going to attempt to cut that with a jigsaw. Where have I put that? This thing. So what I'll do is draw this out on the alloy plate, but I'll do my cut slightly away from the line and dress back to that, because you'll guarantee this jigsaw blade will probably wander and not do us a nice straight cut. Yeah, it might be perfect, I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to attempt. It's going to be a bit of an ask for it. Hello. What do you want? Yeah, might be pushing it a bit, but I'm going to give it a go. I had a little practice run the other day with a different blade in and just nicked this corner off, look. But that's nothing compared to this. Yeah, quite a long cut we've got to do. There's anyway one way to find out. Let's crack on and try it. We've got that cut out. So basically, we're going to sort out that. And that'll sit like that. I think that is more than good enough for the job. I'll say the footrests are so busy, this will sort of disappear into the background and just sit there doing its job. Yeah, I think we'll cut that out. Well, attempt to. Let's see how this goes. Got it all marked out on here. Like I say, I'm just going to go off from the line and then dress it back to the exact size that we want it, because I don't know how neat this cut will go. I've just measured this. It's just over 10mm thick. And yeah, like I say, it might be a bit of an ass for this blade, but see what happens. Right, just got the compressor on, start dressing this up, but that ain't a bad cut at all. I'm quite impressed with that. Especially because that is more than likely a blade for wood. Ah, can't complain at that. Right, as soon as the compressor's built up, I'll get the belt grinder on that and get it all nice and flat. What I'll do is take the majority of it back with the angle grinder, so we've got to put some radiuses on there as well. Before I go any more on the dressing up, I've marked the holes out. I've measured from several different areas, from bottom to the centre, side to centre, side to centre, then the centres. I've double checked and triple checked. So hopefully they'll be smack on. You know, I can save it to a certain degree if they're slightly off by sort of dressing the back down a little bit. That's why I've stopped dressing it down. Dressing it up, dressing it down, whatever it is. So yeah, I'm going to poke some holes in that. And then if they all line up nicely, we'll continue with the tidying up. What I'm going to do first is obviously get some pilot holes in here. As one of them's going to be passed through and one of them's got to be drilled and tapped. Also, what I think I'll do when I've piloted these out is mark this for the other one on the big plate we've got there. Hopefully the holes are the same each side of the frame, but I can double check with this one. But I might as well mark it all out on the other one, and that'll speed things up a bit. I actually said that a bit wrong, didn't I? These are both pass-through holes. It's, where is it? Anyway, for the back plate for the actual footrest, one of them's the tapped hole. That's right. I really don't want to scrap that out. There's already a lot of effort gone into that. I'm just taking my time. Try and slow down and actually think things out properly. No rush. Right. Let's mark the other one out. It ain't gonna quite fit there, that's a shame. Not quite got enough. Alright. This is a chunk of material my mate bought. No doubt he's acquired it from somewhere for nothing, knowing him. Right. We'll use the back, so that's the longest straight bit. I'm going to clamp that on there then. It gives a little bit of extra material at the end here, because I think the holes on the other side of the frame are the same, but the shape is very, very slightly different. So I'm going to allow for that. I'm just going to clamp this up with the hammer just to get it level. That'll do. Right. Just quickly draw around that as well. Pen won't quite reach, so yeah, we'll do that with a drill. So literally just marking it. That'll do. Right, continue with this one. 8mm holes. Normally for like a pass through I'd go 8.5, but I want to see how precise I've got my markings. Well, that one fits. And that one fits. Not bad. It's just, the bracket is just catching at the bottom of the frame, so I've just got to take a tiny bit more off there. Literally is a tiny bit as well. So I'll do that, then that should all push in. Right, bit of trimming done. Let's see if that all pushes back now. That's feeling all right. That's it. Precision jigsawing and filing. Not quite CNC, but I'm going to try and make it as neat as possible. Right, to lay that one out then, I just happen to have a bit of a spacer that's worked out perfect. Not to use on the job, just to do all the marking out, because where I need that, it's riding up on that little bit there. When it's all done, it'll be well away from there because we'll have proper spacers. But to mark it out, battery. Ooh! If I drop that bar on the floor, I'll grab that one. Save bending down at the minute. Shove that on there. Shove that on there. That's it. That's holding us off just enough so we can make sure it's all sitting flush. If I get a nut on that now, I can tighten that up, get all that square, and we'll get that marked. Right, just nip that up. That's all nice and square. So we can get that marked up now. I wonder if the centre punch will sit in there nicely actually. Oh no, I'm not going to trust that. In fact, if I could send a size drill through there, that will get it absolutely perfect. Just dab it with a size drill, then we'll go through with the tap drill size. Right then, that is all sorted. Shape's all sorted, holes all sorted, holes tapped. What I'm going to do now, obviously we've got the next one ready to go. So we've got a fair bit to do still. I'm going to get this one completely finished. So it's just a case of going all around the edges now and the face. Bit of patience, a few cups of teas, and I'll get this, hopefully, looking like it's been done on a CNC machine. That's the plan, and not something that's been cut out with a jigsaw, ground up. Yeah, I'm going to get it as best as I can. So this is going to take a while. I don't think there's any point in filming this bit. You can basically, I'll be going around all the surfaces like so, spending a bit of time and getting them all nice. Yeah, it takes a while, but it'll be worth it. Let me see if I can get this bit somewhere close so you can see how it's going to end up. Yeah, so we got all that. It's all starting to come up really nice. Right, I'm going to tuck into this and we'll take a look when I've done. Right, we are getting there bit by bit. Spent quite a bit of time. It did have quite a good scar down the face there actually. I've about got it out now. My mate's just been over actually. We've just been chatting away about different things and the direction he's going with the bike, with colours and coatings and things like that. So there may be a chance this is going to get coated. I don't know. So because of that, these corners, they are quite sharp. So I need to put a very, very slight sort of flat. Yeah, I'm not going to radius them. I'm just going to take the corners off, because if they are getting coated with anything, any sort of coating doesn't really like sharp corners. And it can be very easily chipped off. So I'll get the glasses on actually so I can see what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm going to very carefully go along all the edges and just knock them. Can you see this dog? Are you okay? This seems to be your favourite way of making an appearance in the videos just lately. I've got all this muck on the floor, bloke. You end up with stuff in your paws. It's only alloy, but it'll still go in your paws. Let me just stick that lot under the table, so we don't end up the vets. One thing Blue doesn't like is people messing with his paws. He hates it. Right, That's better for you. Now, where was I? Right. Yeah. Just going to very carefully just go round and just take the corners off. Right. I can't sink that top one. I'm just going to get this in place now, because then we've got to work out the spacers, because obviously the Harris footrest, they've got to stand off from this plate we've just done. So I'm going to work all that out now. Might be able to countersink that a tiny bit more actually. Slightly proud. Standing proud. Yeah, I might just do that a tiny bit more. For now, we'll just work out the rest of it. That ain't too bad. It's coming out all right. Yes. So that one obviously passes through the bracket we've just done and then into the frame. And this one, this is the first time I've tried a bolt in this actually. Hopefully it's all good. Yep. Yeah, so now I need to figure out what size spacers we're going to make. And then get them turned down on the lathe. Right, looking at that, looking like 15 mils going to do that. So I'll just set 2 on that then, and I think I'll just get on and do all 4. Obviously the other 2 for the other side. May as well keep chipping away. I'm hoping, keep up at this pace, I'll have this bike completed today, ready to go back, and obviously room on the bench for the next one. Right, got this side done. I've got the other side sorted more or less, as in the lathe work. That's looking okay actually, not bad. That's that sorted then. Well, the one side, that's not too bad at all actually. I think it looks all right, in keeping with the bike, and obviously it's doing the job, holding the footrest on. I think I'm just going to plough on with the other side. I've got it marked out. I'm well on the way to doing the spacers on the lathe, so I can get a cup of tea on the go and get my head down, just like someone else down there. He's got his head down. It's all right for some minute, and then I'm going to have to clean this place up because it's getting a little bit messy. Anyway, cup of tea, and let's get the other side done. I'm just going to plough through it, and then we'll have a look at it all when we are finished. And we're finished at last. Both sides complete. I'm quite pleased with how that's come out actually, considering I've done it by hand, and I was doing my best to, yeah, not replicate a CNC job, because you won't really do that, but I've done my best to get it absolutely spot on, all nice clean edges and things like that. Yeah, it's not too bad, is it, considering it's done with an angle grinder, a jigsaw with a wood blade in it, and a file, and some DA disc. So it's not that bad. There we have it. Right, I've also had a clean up. That took me about an hour and a half. Lathe, look at the lathe. Cleanest that's been in a while. And I've got space. The tea room's half decent. I've just got to do down that end now. That end's, yeah, still a mess. So I've got to sort all that out because there's a few bits to come in here. I've got to now get my mate's bike into the back of the van, and there's something in the back of the van that needs to come in here. All jobs that you're going to see very soon. Some of them, I've got some interesting things coming up that I'm really looking forward to getting on. But before I get this off the bench, I've got to put a tyre on it, because that's got to come off the bench, out there, up the yard, and into the back of the van. And we can't really roll it on a bare rim, can we? That won't look very healthy by the time I got to the van. So I've got a very special, oh, let me try and grab that. I've got a very special, this is the latest Pirelli prototype. I'm just doing tests before the MotoGP people have it. Yeah, I've got to get this on so we can roll it. I'm going to do that now before, oh, Blue's taking a shine to it. No. Is that, do you want to chew that to pieces? No, that's my new tyre. Right, I'm going to find some tape and put that on. Sorted. Tyre fitted. Check that out. Perfect. What do you reckon, Bodie? All good? Eh? What do you reckon, big ears? That'll do it. I'll push it up the yard now without damaging the rim. Right, that'll do then. For next video, you'll see. You'll see. I've got a few things to do. And don't worry, I've not forgot the GS. It's coming back in here. There's just a few behind the scenes jobs I want to share with you. Yeah, normally I don't always share them things, but some of you seem to be enjoying them. So I have got a few interesting ones coming up. So I will share them with you guys. Anyway, that will do me. These dogs are waiting for treats. Treats? You want a treat? Huh? Oh, we got a tail wag. Maybe not off Bodie. Where's your tail gone? Eh? Lost it in a storm. Anyway, that'll do. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.